अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः ओम सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः ओम सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीरङ्गनाथशकोपेतिं दृष्टुं लक्ष्मीं नृसिंहचरित्करुणिकपात्रम् श्रीरङ्गवीररघुरान् शेठगोपभृज्यं वेदान्तदेशिकदीनमहं प्रपद्ये श्रीमते श्रीवंशगोपश्री
The recording has started.
शिकाय नमः। ॐ श्री विश्वामित्रगोत्रभूषणैः अनन्तकल्याणगुणाकरैः श्रीरङ्गराजदिव्याज्ञालब्धवेदान्ताचार्यपदैः कवितार्किकसिंहैः प्रख्यात इति गुणसमाख्यैः सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्रैः श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यैः श्रीमन्निगमान्तमहादेशिकैः सकललोकोज्जीवनाय अनुगृहीतं श्रीरङ्गनाथपादुकासहस्रम् श्रीरङ्गनाथदिव्यमणिपादुकाभ्यां नमः। So we have seen yesterday.
Acharya, please.
As soon as yesterday we have seen in the 8th chapter of Paduka Sahasram, which is called Niyatana Padhati, how Mahatma Deshika says in just one verse how much meaning he has implied by saying, as Bharata brought the Padukas to offer them to Lord Rama when they returned after their 14 years of exile, Sita Devi first offered her respects to Paduka Devi with the folded hands. It's called Anjali. And she also instructed Nirdishya sa nibhrutam Anjalina purastat Tara adhikaha priyasakhihi asishat pranantum. It is not that you do namaskaram. You should help others also to learn and do namaskaram. I hope you got the point. The true Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam is never to say that I should get moksha. The true Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam of Bhagavad Ramanuja is, even if I go to hell, let me help at least a few people to go to Vaikuntham. That's what Bhagavad Ramanuja did. Same thing. Our Acharya's instruction. He never said, do you want to go to Vaikuntham? He said, can you help a few people to go to Vaikuntham? Why are you worried that other temples are not following proper Sampradayam? Do you have the guts? That's what's most important. Religious life, you should have very, very firm faith in Bhagavan Bhagavatas and Acharya. And that's what Mahatma Bhagavad Ramanujacharya showed us. How much faith he should have had in Trigoshti Purna to go for 18th time and get the meaning of Ashtakshara mantra. So, Sita Devi not only offered her respects as Anjali, she also instructed her friends, Tara, Ruma, etc., to do the same. See how beautifully Mahavishnu has done. Tulyepi Devi Raghuvira Padashrayatve Purvabhishekhamadigamya Gariyasitvam Tenaiva Khalu Abhajata Manipada Rakshe Raksha Plavangamapati Bhavatim Swamurdna. Mahatma Deshika always addresses Padika Devi as Mani Pada Rakshe. Mani Pada Rakshe. The diamonds encrusted gold Padakas of Lord Sri Rama. Mani means diamonds. Hey, Mani Padukas of Bhagavan Sri Rama. Even though yourself, Vibhishana, and Sugriva are all at the same level, means they are all there at the feet of Lord Sri Rama. And in their subservience, in their paratantrium, to the divine feet of Bhagavan Sri Rama. Still, Paduka Devi became superior to all of them by virtue of her coronation first. Put it in a different way. They are all there at the feet, but Vibhishana got Pattabhishekam, Sugriva also got Pattabhishekam. So even the order of Pattabhishekam, Paduka Devi got the Pattabhishekam first. That's why they always bow down to senior. Paduka Devi's Pattabhishekam is the first one. That started the process of future Pattabhishekams. That's why they say if the first one is auspicious, then the first auspicious event will be followed by many such auspicious events. Many such auspicious events. The first Pattabhishekam of Paduka Devi was such a grand success. Immediately it was followed by Sugriva's Pattabhishekam. That was followed by Vibhishana Pattabhishekam. That was followed by Srirama Pattabhishekam. See how many Pattabhishekams. Tulyaha api. Purvabhishekam adhigamya. Purvabhishekam, the first one to be coronated. So Sugriva got Pattabhishekam, Vibhishana got Pattabhishekam, but they bowed down to Paduka Devi first because seniority. They are all at the same level. All of them got Pattabhishekam, or all of them are at the feet of Bhagavan Rama. All of them got Paratantram. All of them have Paratantram. So Paduka Devi became superior. By virtue of her first Pattabhishekam. That is the reason why they bowed down to you with heads bent in all due respect. With all due respect, they bowed down to you. Yes, agreed. All of them had Pattabhishekam. All of them have the status of Chakravartis. But still, Paduka Devi is the first one. Because Paduka Devi has excelled. Paduka Devi excelled even Vibhishana and Sugriva. That is her record. Same thing. Mahatma Deshka at another stage was telling, there are Nityashuris. Sudarshana, Panchajanya, Kaumudiki, Nandakam, Sharangam, Ananta, Garuda, Vishwaksena, and of course Paduka Devi. But they are all Nityashuris. But the status of Paduka Devi is different. Because Paduka Devi is the only one who is accepted on the heads of Brahma, Rudra, everyone. Therefore, being at the feet of Bhagavan Sridhama has its own advantages. Say that somebody is inferior, but you can certainly say somebody is superior. We should not try to read between the lines. When we say Paduka Devi is superior, we should only consider Paduka Devi is superior, that's all. We should never extrapolate it and say, that means are the others inferior? No, that's not the way to interpret it. We have to take everything on the face value and never try to read between the lines. Because that is the reason why Mahatma Deshika first says, Tulye api. You're all equal. But still you are superior. That doesn't mean the others are inferior. That's how we have to understand. That is the beauty of Sanskrit language. Now, in the next verse, Mahatma Deshkar looks at it from a different perspective by saying, Nivrutta Rakshasa Chamu Mrugaya Viharo Rangeshwaraha Sakhalu Raghava Vamshagopta Vamshakramat Upanatam Padamadadano Manyam Punaha Tvayi Padam Niradhe Swakiyam. Nirvrutta Rakshasa Chamu Mrugaya Vihari. Rangeshwaraha Sakhalu Raghava Vamshagopta Vamshakramat Upanatam Padam Adadane Manyam Punaha Tvayi Padam Nidade Swakiyam. Hey Paduka Devi, it is indeed Sri Ranganatha himself, Sriman Narayana himself, who incarnated as Sri Rama and protected the Raghuvamsha, the dynasty of Raghu Maharaja. And that Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana, Vinashaya Dushkruta, had hunted down the entire army of the demons headed by Ravana. And that Bhagavan Sri Rama, who is none other than Bhagavan Sri Ranganatha. Yes, Sri Ranganatha is the same, but still, Sri Rama worshipped Sri Ranganatha. Can you give one parallel to that, any one of you must? Sri Ranganatha himself became Rama, and still Rama worshipped Sri Ranganatha. Can you give one such similar incident which anyone of you can remember? Emma? No? When Narada wanted to know the glories of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, people are having tough time, even managing one wife. Shankara had lot of difficulty managing two wives. Many people had lots of difficulties with too many women in their lives. How is Krishna managing with 16,108 wives? He came to see. In one house, Krishna was doing Sandhya Vandanam. Another house, Krishna is doing Dhyanam. In another house, Krishna is meditating. Narada asked, Prabhu, what are you meditating on? Krishna said, I am meditating on myself. So what is this, Prabhu? You are meditating on yourself. Krishna said, Mama Vartmanu Vartante Manushyaha Partha Sarvashaha. If I don't do Sandhya Vandanam, if I don't do Devata Radhana, if I don't do my Bhagavad Radhana every day, people will simply say, Krishna did not do Sandhya Vandanam, even though there is no need for me. I still do it, only to show the path to all the people. Therefore, Sri Rama wanted to show that Bhagavan's Aradhana, Nitya Aradhana is very, very important. If you are qualified with the Yajnapavitam, Vedam, etc., do the Abhishekam, etc., with the Purusha Suktam, Sri Suktam, etc. Even if not, just with your Ashtakshara mantra, you do the entire Aradhana. Bhagavan will be very happy. The first and the foremost thing is do Aradhana. So, hey Paduka Devi, Ranganatha himself became Rama. And Rama, who is none other than that Bhagavan Ranganatha, accepted the Simhasanam of Ayodhya after 14 years of his exile and entrusted his lotus feet to you with full faith. Look at the faith Rama had in Paduka Devi. In his absence, he entrusted the kingdom to Paduka Devi. So here Paduka Devi got two kinds of responsibilities from Lord Rama. The one, in his absence from Ayodhya, Lord Sri Rama entrusted the burden of protecting Ayodhya to Paduka Devi. And when he returned to Ayodhya and he himself took upon the burden of protecting Ayodhya, he entrusted the burden of protecting his feet to Paduka Devi. How much of faith Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra had in his Padukas? Now the question is, do we have that kind of faith in Paduka Devi? That is the reason why all Orthodox people, they keep Bhagavan's Padukas in their house and do the Aradhana. In temples, they keep Padukas on a high pedestal called Shetari and do Aradhana. All Upacharams are offered to the Paduka Devi. The daily Tirtham that we get in temples is only the Paduka Tirtham of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Paduka Tirtham and Salagrama Tirtham. Vamshakrama Upanatam. For Rama, it is a hereditary property, the kingdom. For Rama, it is a hereditary property. But for Paduka Devi, no, it is not hereditary property. But it was a gifted property in full faith. The Raghuvamsham is there. Glorified by everyone because of great Rajarshis. Ikshvaku, Raghu, Mandhata, Kakutsa. How many names for Rama? Raghava, because of Raghu. Ikshvaku Kulatilaka, Kakutsa, Dasharadhi. For Ramachandra, it is Vamshakramat Upanatam. There is something here called Pitrarjitam. Have you heard the word Pitrarjitam? Suppose you made a lot of money. Your children may not have any right over that. You can distribute it as you want. But suppose You inherited something from your father. Your son, your children have every right over that. Same thing, if you earn money, your children may not have, but your grandchildren will have all the right over your profit, your earnings. Pitrarjitam. So for Ramachandra, it is a Pitrarjitam. He inherited that from his grandfather from his grandfather, like that. Whereas for Paduka Devi, it is not Pitrarjitam. Whatever is there as the birthright of Lord Rama, Paduka Devi got it because of her Paratantriam to Rama's feet. Now you can understand how great is Paratantriam. It is not easy to become an emperor. The most fortunate ones are there born in the family of emperors. They inherit that. Even though Paduka Devi did not inherit, she acquired it because of Paduka Devi's absolute Paratantriam to the divine feet of Lord Rama. Look at the way Mahatma Deshika visualizes the greatness of Paratantriam. That is the reason why Mahatma Deshika says in Vairagya Panchakam, Nasti Pitrarjitam Kinchit Namaya Kinchitarjitam Asti Me Hasti Shailagre Vastu Paitamaham Dhanam. That Pitamaha, paternal grandfather, has a special place in all the Vedic literature. Inheritance. Another great example. Can you think of another great example of inheritance, Amma? That is, grandfather's property comes to the grandchildren. Anyone of you, ma'am?
Parashura and Shakti, Swamiji.
Ekkadamma? How Parashura and Shakti, Amma? Give an example. What is it they have inherited?
Yamunacharya, Swamiji.
Good. You're right, Amma. Yamunacharya. Very good, Amma. That's how you should remember, Amma. Yamunacharya, Amma. The disciples of Nathamuni went to Yamunacharya, who was there, completely immersed in all luxury. Just young age, inherited half the kingdom, rolling in luxury. They went and said, Sir, you are thinking this enjoyment of your kingdom is a great luxury. This is nothing, sir. You have got another great inheritance from your grandfather. That inheritance is there, well protected. By a huge snake, well guarded by a demon. Nobody can even touch it. You are the only heir apparent. Varasatvam. You have inherited that. Come and take possession of your grandfather's inheritance. Mahatma Deshika is glorifying Paduka Devi in a different way. There is no end for the poetic excellence of Mahatma Deshika. In the 23rd verse of the 8th chapter, Tatta Dvishoho Charanayoho Pranipatya Bhartuhu Paurastvaya Vidhrutayoho Pratipanna Sattvaha Prapta Abhisheka Vibhava Avipaduke Tvam Ananda Bashpa Sarilaihe Punarabhya Sinchan. Way to glorify Paduka Devi. Hey Paduka Devi, the glory of the divine feet of Bhagavan Sri Rama is beyond anybody's mind or speech. Vacham agocharam. Manasa agocharam. Beyond even our imagination. All the citizens of Ayodhya worshipped those lotus feet that are entrusted to your care. And they bathed you again with their tears of joy, Ananda Bashpas. So, that bathing of the Paduka Devi by the tears of joy by the citizens of Ayodhya is looking like a second coronation, is looking like a second coronation. Paduka Devi already had the Pattabhishekam. Even though you already had an earlier coronation, still the people of Ayodhya did a second coronation to you. It is almost like suppose somebody is there. I don't know whom can I ask this question. Padma Sriram, how old is your husband, Amma? Padma Sriram? I'm not asking your age, don't worry. I'm asking your husband's age.
56. Adi.
56. Okay. So Padma Sriram is already planning now in her 4 years to have the Shashti Purti of her husband. Correct, Amma?
Yes, sir.
No, why I brought this question is, say, Padma got married already to her husband. But the children, Padma's children, they never saw the marriage of their father and mother. So when it comes to the 60th birthday, the children will plan the celebration in such a way that they perform the marriage of their father with their mother, even though they are married already. That is the beautiful way of looking at it. So, Shashti Purti, the 60th year celebration, is not done by themselves, is actually done by the children. That's why I asked Padma Sriram, because I thought she may be getting closer, because rest of you are not closer there. Josna, Shailaja, Hindupriya, Malleshwari, Revati, Radhika, Mala, Kamala. I don't know about Kamala. Vasudha. I thought they are not close to 60. I mean, not they, but their husbands. So I thought, that's why I asked her. So even though Padma already got married with her husband long time back, when it comes to the 60th birthday celebration, their children will plan the 60th celebration in a way that it is like a marriage for their own father and mother. Just as the children celebrate a second marriage for their own father and mother at the 60th birthday, even the same way Paduka Devi had earlier Pattabhishekam by Vasishta and other Mahatmas. But the people of Ayodhya are so much immersed in joy that tears started rolling down their cheeks, Ananda Bashpas. And all those tears were there drenching Paduka Devi, making it look like a second Pattabhishekam to her. Look at the way Mahatma Deshika goes to glorify Paduka Devi. Now, it is not that the parents are interested in celebrating their 60th birthday, but the children want to have how beautiful it will be if they can get their parents married one more time on the pretext of celebrating their father's 60th birthday. And here Mahatma Deshika says, Paduka Devi, you already got the Pattabhishekam done by Mahatmas like Vasishta. But now the people of Ayodhya have done one more Pattabhishekam to you. Ananda Bashpa Salilaihi, with the tears of joy. The tears of joy running over their cheeks and doing the Pattabhishekam to Paduka Devi one more time. The next verse, Mahatma Deshika goes in a different way. Mataha tvayaiva samaye vishamepi samyak rajanvatim vasumatim avalokya ramaha sanjeevanaya bharatasya samagra bhaktehe satya pratishravatayaiva shakara rajyam. Mataha tvayaiva samaye vishamepi samyak rajanvatim vasumatim avalokya ramaha sanjeevanaya bharatasya samagra bhaktehe satya pratishravatayaiva chakara rajyam. O Mother Paduka Devi, Mataha, you ruled Ayodhya in the most efficient way, and that too at a very critical time. With Rama gone to the forest for 14 years, Dasharatha ascending to heavens, and Bharata refusing to be coronated, and there is nobody to take care of the country and its people. That is the most crucial time. And Bhagavan Sri Rama accepted the kingdom after his 14 years of exile, only to keep up his promise to the highly devoted Bharata. What does it mean? Only to keep up his promise to the highly devoted Bharata. That means there is no need to replace Paduka Devi's rule. There is no need. Because Paduka Devi's ruling was such an efficient one. You replace somebody because they are not doing their job properly. But Paduka Devi is doing such an excellent job, there is no need to replace. But because of the promise he gave to Bharata that he will come and accept the kingdom of 14 years, Rama is forced to accept. Otherwise, Rama would have happily allowed Paduka Devi to continue ruling the kingdom. Why the Paduka Devi's rule was such a great praiseworthy thing? Because Naputra Maranam Kinchit Nanari Vidhava Bhavet. No child ever died when the parents are alive. Every woman passed away as a Sumangali. No woman ever became a widow. Great Ramarajya, Paduka Rajya. That's how Mahatma Deshika brings about. Had it not been for the promise Rama gave to Bharata that he will come back to Ayodhya after 14 years and accept the kingdom, Rama would have gladly allowed Paduka Devi to continue ruling the kingdom. Because the way Paduka Devi is sitting on the Simhasanam made Dharma Devata so happy. The best and the most efficient way of ruling a kingdom was shown by Paduka Devi, not even by Rama. Do you find anything similar like that, Amma? That even Rama's ruling the kingdom has become inferior to Paduka Devi ruling the kingdom. Can you think of something similar to that, Amma? Anyone of you?
One child was left before his father.
No, that is actually understood, no, Paduka Devi's rule, but something else similar to that. Amma, anyone of you can think of something? You know it. The only thing is you are not able to connect it right away, that's all. Yes, sir. Could you think of anyone of you anything?
One, it's regarding that Dharmamurti. Dharmamurti, what is the question?
Something else. Something else. Think of something else.
What is the question, Swamiji?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, what is the question, Swamiji? Can you repeat?
Okay. Even though Rama ruled Ayodhya, Paduka Devi's rule has excelled Rama's rule. Can you think of something?
One thing is, Swamiji, that
No
the
deaths.
Shunakam will come to ring the bells.
No, sir. No, sir. The one
No
I'm
deaths. In
one second.
Rama's ruling,
What is it? Okay, what is it, Amma?
in Rama's ruling, there one time there is a death of a child, but in Paduka Devi ruling, no
I
deaths.
know, Ma, that's what he is saying, and I'm saying that's not what we are looking for, something else. Go to Gunaratna Kosham of Parashara Bhatta, where he says, Lagutara Ramasya Goshti Krutaha. Rama gave Sharanagati, but Sita's Sharanagati excelled even Rama's Sharanagati. Rama ruled Ayodhya, but Paduka Devi's ruling excelled Rama's ruling Ayodhya. Could you see the parallels? Lagutara Ramasya Goshti Kruta. That is the greatness of Rama. Poor Rama. Rama ruled Ayodhya for 11,000 years to establish Ramarajya. But just in 14 years of ruling, Paduka Devi's ruling Ayodhya excelled Rama's ruling. Vibhishana, Sugriva. Sita Devi gave Sharanagati only to Trijata and her associates. But Sita Devi's Sharanagati excelled Rama's Sharanagati. Lagutara Ramasya Goshti Kruta. So practically there was no need for replacing Paduka Devi. But still, Rama had to accept the kingdom for the only reason he promised Bharata that he will accept the kingdom after 14 years, after his return from his exile. Because the Satyasantatvam is a very, very tricky one, and Rama has to maintain that. Therefore, even against his will, Rama has to accept the coronation, even though practically there was no need at all to replace Paduka Devi's rule. What a nice way Mahatma Deshika glorifies Paduka Devi. And the next verse, Mahatma Deshika gets another chance to glorify Paduka Devi in a different way. In the next verse, namely the 15th verse of the 8th chapter, Mahatma Deshika gives us a different picture. Padavani pratigatasya purima yodhyam paulasya hantuhu abhisheka jalardra murte amse yatharkam adivasya nijair yashobhihi kasturikeva nihita vasudha tvayaiva. Kasturikeva nihitaha vasudha tvayaiva. Hey Paduka Devi, Bhagavan Sri Rama's divine body. Just then Bhagavan Sri Rama had the Pattabhishekam. His body is still wet. When Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra killed Ravana and returned to Ayodhya, and Rama just had his Pattabhishekam, his body is still wet. And you kept the burden of ruling Mother Earth on his shoulders, which you made very, very fragrant, like musk, with your unprecedented, glorious rule. When you take shower, after your shower, you will have a tilakam. You apply tilakam on your forehead. Rama just had Pattabhishekam. His body is still wet. He needs tilakam. And what is the tilakam? Paduka Devi handing over the burden of ruling Mother Earth on his shoulders is like Paduka Devi is applying the fragrant musk kasturi on his forehead. Only Paduka Devi could do that. You know, at one point of time, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra was sending Hanuman to Ayodhya when he was there in Bharadwaj Maharshi's ashram. You know, one of the instructions to Hanuman, look at the body language of Bharata. When you announce that Rama is returning, by tomorrow he will be here, look at the body language. If you find any kind of uncomfortable feeling for Bharata, oh my God, Rama is returning, I have to return the kingdom, that means I am no longer the king. Notice that he'll come back and tell me, I'll go back to the forest. Because 14 years of enjoying, being at the helm of affairs may make Bharata like ruling the kingdom for much more time. And if that is the case, Rama wanted to entrust the responsibility of ruling Ayodhya to Bharata. He tells Hanuman, look at the body language of Bharata. If you find his body is extremely happy that Rama is returning, tell me, I'll come and take over the kingdom. But if you find Bharata is feeling sad, oh, my ruling the kingdom is over now. Now I have to hand over the reins of ruling the Ayodhya to Rama. If you find Bharata having any kind of hurt feeling, just let me know. I will leave Ayodhya, I will never enter Ayodhya. I will ask Bharata to continue ruling and I'll go back to the forest, he says. Whereas Paduka Devi is ruling the kingdom. It's so great. Paduka Devi wanted to offer the kingdom back to Rama, as though Rama, who just had Pattabhishekam, needed some tilakam, kasturi tilakam on his forehead. So she handing over the burden of ruling Mother Earth. Is like applying the fragrant musk. That's why Krishna is always called Kasturi Tilakam. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra also had Kasturi Tilakam. Kasturika iva nihita vasudhatvayaiva. The entire Bhudevi was offered. And of course, Bhudevi was very, very happy to have her Lord Rama back at the helm of affairs, so that Bhudevi can enjoy the Padasparsha of Lord Rama. The unprecedented, glorious rule of Paduka Devi, there is no match. Hima, we read 5 verses. You want me to stop? You have some questions you want to ask, or shall we continue? Feel free, Ma, any one of you. Hima, any one of you have any questions?
Namaskaram, Acharya. One quick question.
Yes, sir.
When you mentioned about asking Hanuman to look at Bharata's body language, right? As an elder brother, Rama would be knowing his characteristics in childhood, right? Then why that question comes from Rama about doubting Bharata's uh, intention or
It is not doubting 14 years of enjoying the kingdom as the sole monarch can develop attachment. Look at this. You said brother. As brothers, they know. If that is the case, when Bharata was coming with a huge army to welcome Rama back to Ayodhya, guess what was Lakshmana's reaction? Rama, give me permission. Let me go and fight with this fellow Bharata and kill him. Because as though the kingdom is not enough for him, he is now coming to fight with us. Same thing. Rama. First of all, in Ramayana, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra is an ordinary human being. He is not Krishna, where from the minute he appeared on the planet Earth, where he declares, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasi Dhananjaya, I am the Supreme Lord, I am the Supreme Lord. Rama is not even aware that he is the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana. Rama is always thinking, Atmanam Manusham Manye Ramo Dasharathatmajaha. Therefore, Rama's thinking is there in the normal way. Anybody will be attached to. Anybody will be attached to the power. So who knows, Bharata may be having an idea. So Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra never exhibited his super soul qualities of Sarvajnatam, everything. He behaved only as a human being. Got it, sir?
Yeah.
If it is Krishna, he is different. Krishna knows the Purva Paras of everyone.
Right, but giving moksha to Jatayu, uh,
Even while giving moksha to Jatayu, Rama never exhibited that he is Paramatma. I think you missed some of our classes. It is said that you have Senthil Deshkan, where are you, sir?
Columbus,
Go ahead. You are in Ohio.
yeah. Columbus,
Suppose you have another house in New York. When your friend from Ohio wants to go to New York, he casually said, I'm going to New York. Then you also casually asked, okay, you go to New York, but where are you going to stay? He said, maybe I'll stay in a hotel. Immediately, you know what you'll say? No need to stay in a hotel. I have another house in New York. Just go and stay there. That means you can allow anyone to stay at your house and you don't need anybody's permission. Same thing. Rama, dharmasya vijitan lokaha. Rama has already conquered all the worlds, including Vaikuntham, by his own dharma. Therefore, he sent Jatayu from this planet Earth, for which he is the rightful emperor. Now, because of his stay in forest, Bharata is taking care of the kingdom. So he is just sending Jatayu from one of his houses to another house, from this planet Earth which he owns to another world called Vaikuntham, which also he won by his dharma. You got it, sir?
yes, Acharya.
So there Rama never exhibited his supernatural quality, that he is Bhagavan. Go ahead, Ma. Any other question you have, Ma?
Narayan Swami, if Sita Devi's Saranagati is superior to Rama, then why Ramanujacharya never mentioned her Saranagati?
ఏంటమ్మా ఇలా మర్చిపోయావు Ramanujacharya's Sharanagati Gajjam first talks about Sharanagati only to Mahalakshmi. That is the one every time when we are offering a new saree to Mahalakshmi, you remember
Yeah,
what all I'm
yeah,
quoting there is Bhagavad Ramanuja's Sharanagati to Mahalakshmi. Bhagavan Narayana Bhimata Anurupa Swarupa Rupa Gudava Ishwarya Shila Janamatikadya Sankheya Kalyana Gunaganam Padmavanadayam Bhagavatim Shriyam Devim Nichanapayineem Zavajjam Deva Deva Divyamahishim Maharajagannmadharam Asmanmadharam Shranya Shranya Mananya Sharnaha Sharanamam Prapajye. It is Mahalakshmi.
oh, Narayan.
Go ahead, sir. Next question.
Did Kaikai commit Bhagavata Pacharam?
Tell me who is Bhagavata there?
Bharata is Bhagavata.
She did not commit Bhagavata Pacharam. She committed Bhagavata Pacharam. She committed Bhagavata Pacharam. Because of her actions, Rama has to go to the forest. This Bhagavata Pacharam.
But people of Ayodhya were also, probably some of them are Bhagavatas. So,
Well, you are not taking, you should take Bhagavata at the highest level. Bhagavatas are Vibhishana, Sugriva, those who really did Sharanagati. The other people are devotees. There is a difference between Bhakti Yoga and Sharanagati. The people who are truly surrendered to Rama are the real Bhagavatas. The rest of them, we may call them Bhagavatas, but according to Bhagavan, he likes only one thing, Paratantriyam. Anybody who did Paratantriyam is a Bhagavata. Got it, sir?
yes, sir. Thank you.
People of Ayodhya, you're right, they love Rama. Look at this. On their first day of their forest journey, Rama was so worried, all the people of Ayodhya are accompanying him. And after going there for the first day, when they rested for some time, early morning he woke up and then told his chariot driver, Sumanta, who is also the minister of Dasharatha, now take the chariot, drive it in a zigzag way, so that people will not know which direction we are going. They will not find us and they will go back to Ayodhya. At least that way they will be happy in Ayodhya, rather than suffering in the forest. Now look at the people of Ayodhya. Morning they got up, they could not find Rama. They followed the footprints of the chariot. It was there in zigzag and they could not make out in which direction they went, and they went back. You know, real Paratantra. They could have stayed in the forest searching and searching and searching for Rama until they found. Going back to Ayodhya is no big deal. So Paratantram, the way you look at it, changes from person to person. Got it, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go ahead, ma'am. No questions, sir?
Swamiji,
Alright.
again, who is Nahusha? Nahusha and why is
Emma, Nahusha?
fighting Indra for
Nahusha did not fight Amma. Nahusha is a king who did 100 Ashwamedha Yagas and qualified to become Indra. The existing Indra in Swargaloka had Brahmahatya dosham. Therefore, the Saptarshis kicked him out with the Brahmahatya dosham of killing Vrutrasura. You cannot be sitting on the throne, not Vrutrasura. Vrutrasura's uncle. I'm trying to recollect the name. Vishwarupa.
the one who did Narayana Kavita?
Yeah, so what happened? There was a vacancy. Nahusha was asked, he was qualified. He was asked to sit on the Indra Simhasanam and become Indra. When he became Indra, the power made him blind. He ignored Dharma. The previous Indra's wife, Shachi Devi, was very beautiful. Even though there are 32,000 ladies to entertain Indra and other people in Swargaloka, Rambha, Urvashi, Menaka, Tilottama, Ghurtachi, Punjikasthala, etc., etc., Nahusha wanted to enjoy even Shachi Devi. And he said, I'm the king of heavens. I'm the boss. I'm entitled to enjoy anything and everything in Swargaloka. Since you are in Swargaloka, even I can enjoy you. Shachi Devi was loyal to her husband, the previous Indra. She went to the Saptarshis and cried about her sad state of affairs, that she wanted to be loyal like a Pativrata to her husband, the previous Indra, but the new Indra wanted to enjoy her. They said, okay, we'll find a way out. Just tell that fellow, if you really want to enjoy me, come in a royal way, sit in a palaki and ask the Saptarshis to carry you. That way, then only I will entertain you. And she conveyed the same message to Nahusha. This Nahusha, in his arrogance, sat in a palaki and ordered the Saptarshis to carry him to the palace of Shachi Devi. This man was there so excited that he's going to enjoy Shachi Devi. And he was forcing the bearers of the palaki, the Saptarshis, move fast, move fast, move fast. Sarpa in Sanskrit means move fast, move fast. So he was saying Sarpa Sarpa, Sarpa Sarpa means go, make it fast, make it fast. And when elderly Maharshi like Agastya was there, going slow, Indra, Nahusha, in his arrogance, whipped him and shouted Sarpa Sarpa. Agastya got so annoyed and said Sarpo Bhava, become a snake. That's how Nahusha fell down and became a python, until Krishna came and rescued him. Got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Naren. All right, Amma, it is 10 o'clock, Amma, and I request all of you, evening 6 o'clock, I had to be at a Kalyanam in Long Island, Srinivasa Kalyanam, because the Karuna is over now, people are calling back. So yesterday was a Kalyanam, today, next Sunday also like that. So please join at 6 o'clock and do Mantrajapata Stotram, Amma. And one of you can, if you can send me how much we have done, so that I'll also be aware of it, Amma. Naren.